Welcome to Be Quick with Mick, the contingent workforce interview/game show where we'll get to know our guests on a more personal level because we're more than just contingent workforce experts, we're real people. I'm your host, Mickey Pelletier. Before I begin, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Galt Professional Services. And from Galt Professional Services, I'd like to introduce our guest. Why don't you tell us about yourself? Who are you? And what would you say you do?
Mickey, thanks for providing me this opportunity. I am Dallas Harlan, the director for Galt Professional Services. Galt is actually a nonprofit staffing firm. Our services are two parts. We first connect client partners with qualified, often overlooked talent. So professionals with disabilities, chronic medical conditions who often face barriers through traditional recruiting methods, right? Our second and the real difference comes with our post-placement service. We stay engaged with associates providing coaching through those first critical months to ensure that they integrate into the client environment and really thrive.
That's awesome. I think that's a real special service that you don't hear about very often. So appreciate you sharing
Yeah.
that and glad to have you here. So let's get personal. Question number one, what's your favorite way to spend a lazy Sunday?
Oh gosh. Sundays for me, I can usually be found either on a golf course or baseball field following and cheering on, or I would say pacing, really, for those that know me, following my two boys. Both in their teens. We rarely get any free weekends, but watching them kind of do what they do is absolutely my favorite.
Doesn't sound like a very lazy Sunday. Sounds like a very active getting out kind of Sunday.
It's always an adventure, but again, I try to embrace it because I know the times are going to expire at some point.
Absolutely understand. Got to make the most of it. Yeah, with children, there is no such thing as a lazy Sunday anymore. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next question. What's the best concert or live event that you've ever been to?
We've actually been to quite a few, but I would say the best was Elton John's farewell tour. Being at the final performance here in Texas was a pretty cool experience.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, we got to see that in Philadelphia a while ago. That was a pretty cool show, and I know that tour he was on it for a couple years because it kind of spread across the pandemic. So it was a really special show for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. It was a musician that my husband and I bonded to in the beginning of our relationship, like kind of listening to the music. So kind of going to his final tour in Texas was pretty neat with some friends of ours.
Oh, that's awesome then. Yeah, it makes it even more special. So cool. Thank you for sharing that. All right, next question here. What's your dream job if money wasn't a factor?
My husband is, aside from his career, he's also a cattle rancher. So I get to be his ranch hand. And that's something we would love to take full time, maybe someday, not at the moment. But being out there, on the tractor in that open pasture with our cows is so therapeutic and we just love it. So someday.
That's really cool. You're experiencing that, and that would be a nice thing to move to. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. But now it's time to mix it up with our book of truth, Dallas. Can you pick a number between 1 and 600 for a random question?
Let's go with 252.
252. All right, here's a good one. Where's your favorite spot from which to view the sunrise or sunset?
Ooh. Okay, so I do have an absolute favorite spot. We have a place out on the river here, so being out on the water, like on our deck, is absolutely gorgeous. So you can see the boats coming by, but then there's also an open pasture across from us where you can see the sun coming up over the cows. Oh my gosh, to drink coffee out there is just amazing.
That's special and convenient. That's awesome. Lucky for you to have that. That's cool. Good for you. But now it is time for our challenge round where our guests will get to think quickly and answer some contingent workforce related questions. All right, Dallas, here are your options of challenges. Pick one and I'll explain the rules. There's the yes no opinion gauntlet, word association, never have I ever, finish the sentence, or would you rather?
Let's do yes, no opinion gauntlet.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you questions about the contingent workforce space with yes no opinion answers. You give your one word yes or no opinion, and there is no right or wrong answer, but you also have no chance to explain your answer. And yes, there may be some loaded questions, and we'll get through as many as we can in 60 seconds. So let's get started here. Do you believe contingent workers will soon make up the majority of the workforce?
I don't. No.
Do contingent workers face more job insecurity than full-time employees?
Yes.
Do most contingent workers prefer short-term contracts over long-term ones?
No.
Is hiring contingent workers more cost-effective than hiring full-time employees?
No, it's loaded. Yes.
Has the use of contingent workers really been increasing over the past decade?
No.
Is technology crucial in managing a successful contingent workforce program?
Yes.
And last one here, do contingent workers have more flexibility in choosing their work hours?
No.
All right, Dallas, I know this is never easy, so I thank you for playing along and appreciate you taking the time to come on to the show today. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and hope you all have a great day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.